Hey guys, it's Shay with Shay's Urban Edibles. Today I wanted to bring you guys along for my first harvest of sweet potatoes. Come along. Here are my sweet potatoes. They are not quite yellowing yet. There are some yellow leaves on there. And I had this basil that popped up in there. So I kind of want to, yeah, harvest either this one or this one. And it's probably going to be this one. Yeah, this one doesn't have any flowers on it. It's just got that basil in there with it. So I'm thinking I'm gonna harvest this one first. And they're both in 50-gallon bags, 50-gallon grow bags. And then I'll harvest this one some other time once it finishes flowering. So let's get started. All right. So now, because I want to repurpose my soil, I'm gonna spread out this tarp. So for purposes of recycling or repurposing my soil, I want to make sure I have something out to catch all of the soil from the sweet potatoes. I'm also going to get something to protect my hands because there's probably plenty of bugs in there. I did my best to wait until most of the sun went down. It's already 6 o'clock and the sun is still up. So let's see how long it takes. All right, so I did a video when I first started these sweet potato slips earlier in the year. I also did a video of when I planted the sweet potato slips into the ground. Uh-oh, I already lost the sweet potato just pulling out the basil. I need my scissors because I need to cut back these vines. They're even attaching themselves to the ground. You see a sweet potato sticking out. There's one. Wonder what else is in here. Yee-hee-hee-hee. A damn frog. Get out of there. Whoops. You know what? Let me just flip this thing over. All right, so far I got 2 sweet potatoes. That was just on the top of it. I did line these bags with cardboard so that they would hold some of the water whenever I watered them. All right. Don't look to be too big of a harvest. There's one. There's a couple. A little on the small side, but there's some in there. Oh, there's one. There's one. Oh, that's a nice one. Some of these were on their way to turning into some sweet potatoes, but they didn't make it. Those I could have left them a little bit longer. My onions. Another onion. Oh, that one's kind of soft. May have been in there too long. That one too. Oh, there's one. Like another one was forming, but didn't quite make it. There's one. Looks like bugs got to it. It's got little holes in it. Try to put some onion in there with them so I didn't have to too much worry about pest control, but all right, so I suppose that's it. Well, I've cleared some space to at least be able to put my ladybug planter and my frog planter. But these potatoes, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got one really nice size one out of the bunch. The rest of these could have stayed a little bit longer to finish maturing. And these are either diseased or bugs been eating them. So that's my first bag. The second bag, maybe I'll be able to do it later on this week. Oh, this one's kind of soft too. I might have to cut that part off and store it. Look at my sweet potatoes. Whoa. Look at this big one. Whoa. All right, so that's 50-gallon grow bag number 1 for the sweet potatoes. I have the second bag over here that I want to get harvested, but like I said, I'm going to wait a couple of days, and so this video will be continued. All right, so we can start off with the second bin of sweet potatoes. My intention is to amend this soil and put it back in my 50-gallon grow bag so I can reuse it for something else. So like I said, they did have some flowers on them. Those flowers are now gone. I want to cut these off and see what's in here. I don't know that this will be any bigger than the first harvest of sweet potatoes. But they have been in here for the 120 days. Like I said, I did a video before of these sweet potatoes when I started the slips, and I also did a video of when I planted them, and I believe that was back in, I want to say March of this year. I see one sticking up on top of the soil, so maybe that is a good sign. All right, that's a little skinny one that wasn't ready. Let's see what else is in here. This feels like a good size one. Let me flip this over because I just heard something break. If I can flip it. Yep, there's a good size one. Here's one that's getting rotted out. All right, so maybe I should have harvested a little earlier. All right, let's start. Soil is pretty dry. Here's one. Here's another one. See a lot that were starting to form. All right, that's a good size one. So off top, it looks like this bag, it's a pretty long one, did a lot better than that other bag. Yeah, I plan on adding some earthworm castings into this soil. I am going to also add a little more. Here's a couple more. Add a little more. Here's a nice one. This is a small one, but it's one, so I ain't complaining. So earthworm castings, I'm going to add some bone meal, some blood meal, and then also some of the, this is a nice one, slow release fertilizer, the 444. At least I ain't running across no frogs like I did in that first bag, but I don't want to speak too soon, because I see all kind of little bugs and stuff. Yeah, look at that. Look at those roots. They were trying to make some more. If I would have waited a little bit longer. Yeah, because look at those. They were forming. This bag was also lined with cardboard to try to help it retain some of the moisture. There's a small one. Another decent sized one. I mean, this harvest is nothing to write home about. It is better than last year's harvest. Um, so I'm very thankful. So I hope I don't sound unthankful, because it's not that. And these potato slips were not all that wonderful. As a matter of fact, they were looking a little damaged, and I was thinking I wasn't going to get a harvest at all, but I planted them anyway. Um, and so this ain't too bad. I don't think there's anything else in here. Leave this soil out, like I said, to amend it, maybe add some new soil to it, mix it up a little bit. Get back, Penny. Leave my stuff alone. Just want to be on the safe side. That's why I'm still digging through it. All right, I think that's about it. All right, so those are my 2 harvests from my 50-gallon grow bags. This is the harvest from my first 50-gallon grow bag that I did a couple of days ago. This is my second harvest that I just did on today. I believe that first harvest was probably on Monday. Sunday or Monday, but today is Thursday, October 9th. Um, and so this is what I was able to harvest this year. Like I said, it's better than last year's harvest. I do see some of the sweet potatoes have a little bit of damage, so it looks like I maybe should have gotten to them a little bit earlier. And keep in mind, these are store-bought potatoes. I didn't order these slips. So, yep, that's what we're working with this year. It's better than nothing. Like I said, it's definitely better than last year's harvest. I wouldn't call it epic, but hey, I'm moving on up. I'm definitely moving up. These are the new 50-gallon grow bags that I ordered. I'll be refilling with this soil after it's been amended. And of course, I'm not going to keep these sweet potatoes in the same area of my garden for next year. I'll be moving those grow bags over to the section where my trees are, over there in that area. But for now, this soil is going to stay here. All right, folks, so that's my sweet potato harvest for 2025. I appreciate you all for tagging along on this harvest. If you have comments or suggestions, I'd appreciate it if you could leave them down below. Also, if you've enjoyed my content or found my content interesting, I would appreciate it if you could like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that notifications button. That way you're made aware when I drop a new video. In the meantime, I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.